Hey everyone, welcome back to Noni Plus C Sharp Beginner Series. So before we write a single line of code, it's very super important to understand how C Sharp handles data. And today we're breaking down two categories of data, that's the value types and the reference types. So first thing first, I said in my previous video, a data type simply tells the computer what kind of data are we dealing with. Is it a number? Is it a word data? Is it a false condition, true or false condition? Is it a decimal data? Is it a double data? Is it a character data? So this helps the computer know how to store it, use it, and also protect it. So now let's now break it down into two main groups, the values type and the reference type. So let's start with the value type. Just imagine that you have two wallets. You put 1,000 naira in the first wallet. Now you take another 1,000 and put it in the second wallet. So if you remove the money from the first wallet, wallet two, that the second wallet still has its copy, is untouched. So that is what how value type works. It means the variables storing the actual data, not just the link. Let's go to another example. Just imagine there are two separate shops. Maybe you go to to buy clothes, maybe at the Onitsha main market or anywhere where they are selling clothes in Balogun market. You go there, there are two separate shops selling the same clothes. You used to go there every day to buy clothes, and each shop has its own clothes. So if one shop closes, maybe the day you go there, you find out that the other shop did not open or did not have closed. So the other shop still operates and keeps selling clothes. What happens to the one that does not what happens to one does not affect the other. So whether the other one stops selling clothes, the second shop is still selling clothes and you still buy your clothes. So this is exactly how value type works. Each one holds its own data and change it doesn't change the other. I don't know if you get me. I'm just trying to give you a quick analogy of how value type work. So if one shop closes, the other shop still continues sells clothes. So let's go to a real life example, like your age. If you are 25, that is your actual value. Your age is your actual value. So when someone asks you, what is your age, and you say 25, they now have their own copy of that information. So example of value types in C Sharp, we have the integer is a value type for whole number. We have the bool for true or false is a value type. We have the character for single character is a value type. And we have also the decimal, the double, which is the for decimal value, is another value type. So these variables holds their own independent copy of the data, not a link to the data. So I don't know if you understand this value type. It's very, very, very straight. It holds their own data. It holds their independent copies of the data, not depending of if the other one has data or not. Then the second one, we have the reference type. And let's pay attention to this very important information, reference type, so that you don't mix it up. What is reference type? What is value type? There are two categories of data. So now let's talk about the reference type. Imagine this time, instead of handing someone the actual 1,000, you give them the key to your locker where that 1,000 is stored. So instead of giving the person 1,000, take 1,000, you're giving them the key to the store where that 1,000 is stored. Now, if they go to the locker and take the money or change it, that will affect you too because we are both connected to the same thing. So it's that key. That key, very important, is a reference type because it holds the link where the data is stored. It holds the link where the money is stored. So that is a reference type. It stores a reference, a link to the data, not the data itself. It doesn't store the data itself. It stores the link to where that data is actually stored. So let's go back to the clothes I'm talking about. When you go on to buy clothes, there are some kind of there is some person that they don't have a shop, but they are always in the market. They know where if you want to buy clothes, they know where the warehouse is. If you want to buy shoe, they know where they are selling shoe. but they don't have a shop. So if you go and meet that person and tell him that please I want to buy clothes, they'll take you to where they are selling clothes. So that person that is directing you to where they are selling clothes is a reference type. It doesn't use a shop. He doesn't store clothes. He doesn't store shoe, but he has a link to where that shoe is stored. He has a link where that clothes is being stored. He knows all the warehouse in the market. He knows every warehouse in the market. So meeting him, he holds the actual value, the actual link to where those warehouse where they are selling clothes is. So it's very important. So if you take away that person from that market, you're not able to find where those warehouses because that person holds the link where the warehouse is. So that is very, very important. That is the two difference between a data type and also a reference type. So some example of reference type in C sharp, we have the string, we have the arrays, we have the class, we have the object. Don't worry about this. What is array? What is the class? What is object? What is the list? I'm going to break it down in my videos that will be coming up. But just know the differences between a reference type and a value type. There are two different types. So under the reference type, we have the string, the array, the class, the objects, and the list. So they don't hold the value. They hold a pointer to it. They hold a key to where the value is stored. But in value type, they hold the copy, they hold the data. So let's put this into a quick table so that you can compare easily how value type and and a reference type works. So you can see a value type, you can see a reference type, so you can see where they are storing money. You can see two wallets having money stored independently. So this wallet here doesn't depend on this one. So if you take away this money from this wallet still has its own money. But let's go to the reference type. You can see the key to where the money is stored. So if you take away this key, there is no how you gain access to where the money is stored. There is no how. If you take away this key, so this key is actually a reference type. It's storing the link or is a pointer to where this data is stored. So you can see for the value type, it store actual data. For a reference type, it stores location of the data. Examples, the int, the bool, and the char for the value type. Examples, we have the string, the arrays, and the class. Real life, you can see cash in your wallet, real life, key to a locker. So this is practically an illustration of how value type and reference type work. So very important. So if you change a value type, only your copy it change. If you change the reference type, everyone using that reference sees the change. Everyone that is using that key is being affected. But if you change the value type, only that copy is being changed. So now you understand the differences between a value type and a reference type. In our previous video, I talked about what variables are. So these variables are data that are being categorized into reference type and a value type. Okay, so now you understand the differences between value type and reference type. There are some examples. You know the example I've listed under value type. You know the example I've listed under reference type. So remember, if you change the value type, only your copy will change. If you change the reference type, everyone using the reference sees the change and is affected. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to drop a comment if you love this video. See you in the next lesson. Bye.